Hello everybody and welcome back to the Crypto Blurb, your one-stop shop for everything Bitcoin and blockchain. Today we've got a few exciting news stories, some good, some not so good. We're going to get into it all. We always give you guys both sides of the situation, but before we get started, if you guys haven't checked us out, we have a podcast. If you're ever riding into work in the morning, you want to get your Bitcoin news early in the day, but you can't sit and watch the YouTube videos, check us out on Anchor.fm or on Spotify. We're on Spotify as well. It's the Crypto Blurb. We post pretty much 2-3 times a week with market updates, breaking news stories, everything you guys are going to want to see. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook as well at the Crypto Blurb and now UPTREND. We would actually prefer it if you guys follow us on UPTREND. We're going to be posting pretty much every day there. It's a decentralized social media platform, and like everything on the Crypto Blurb, we love decentralization, and we will be trying to move all of our platforms to such existing protocols that will allow us to avoid censorship on the major platforms like Facebook and Twitter. Though we are still on Facebook and Twitter, you can find us at the Crypto Blurb and at Crypto Blurb on Twitter. Without further ado, guys, let's get into it. Our first article coming from CoinDesk, published on May 27th by Benjamin Powers, Decentralized ID at All Costs. Advisor quits ID 2020 over blockchain fixation. An advisor at the 2020 ID Alliance, which aims to bring digital identities to billions of people, has resigned over the organization's direction on digital immunity passes and COVID-19. In her resignation email Friday, Elizabeth Ramirez cited ID 2020's opacity, techno-solutionism, and corporate influence, along with the risks of applying blockchain to immunity passes. I quote, "At this stage, I can no longer even describe what ID 2020's mission is with any confidence," wrote Ramirez, who is one of 6 members of ID 2020's Technical Advisory Committee. She says, "All I can perceive is a desire to promote decentralized identity solutions at all costs." Ramirez, an occasional CoinDesk contributor, is a fellow at the Berkman Klein Center for Internet and Society at Harvard University and an expert in cross-border data protection and privacy issues. She was previously in-house counsel at 2 digital identity startups. Her concerns about this technology, which highlight the trade-offs between health and privacy during the pandemic, are spelled out in a white paper published in mid-May. She says the introduction of immunity passes could interfere with people's privacies, freedom of association, assembly, and movement. I couldn't agree with you any more. To be quite honest with you folks, with the 19 situation growing and restrictions on freedoms increasing in countries day by day, here in America, we're even starting to see riots over a lot of other issues that we are currently having in the country. I don't see this getting any better as it moves forward, guys. I think that we are going to see COVID Pass and the ID 2020 solution, if you want to call it that, become a real world thing. And I think that overall this is extremely hazardous to personal freedom, not just for Americans, but abroad. This can do no good, people. Just remember that. The government has never given back power that they have taken. So if we give them this ability to track our every movement and to keep us from assembly, when and if we choose fit, we may never get the chance to do so again. I highly suggest everybody read this article. Again, it's written by Benjamin Powers, and it's published on CoinDesk. It is really a great read, but we don't have time to get into everything today. Moving on, our next article is coming from Peter Chihuahua at BitcoinMagazine.com, how the Lightning Network will grow following Bitcoin's third halving. The Lightning Network, Bitcoin's second layer solution for faster and more efficient payments, was integral to the ecosystem's third epoch, with a number of Lightning-focused projects iterating and expanding upon the technology to establish it as the most promising protocol built upon Bitcoin. It became clear during the magazine's BitcoinHalving.com live stream event that this development is only poised to ramp up following Bitcoin's third ever subsidy halving. As leaders from the space Lightning-focused projects took the stage, they elaborated on the progress we've already seen from this relatively new technology and projected the evolutions that are to come. As Elizabeth Stark, CEO of Lightning Labs, explained during her session, the story of the Lightning Network and that of Bitcoin's third epoch are largely one and the same. In reflecting on the last halving, the 210,000 blocks, that was really when the first Lightning development started, she told moderator Colin Harper. So much has changed since then. It's been wild to see things evolve since the last halving. But even though the Lightning Network has been powerful in development and significant adoption during its life between the second and third halvings, there are some obstacles still to overcome. For Stark, this is first and foremost a question of Bitcoin liquidity. With Lightning, you've got amazing speed, amazing scalability, very low fees, but you do have this liquidity aspect to Lightning. You need inbound capacity in order to receive funds, and of course, you need funds outbound in a channel in order to send. So to me, I see one of the challenges as ensuring that we have the proper liquidity. I'm actually glad to hear this coming from the CEO of Lightning Labs, Elizabeth Stark, because one of the big issues I had with the Lightning protocol was that I saw liquidity issues that would be less difficult as it scaled, but in the beginning, as we've seen, have slowed adoption greatly. Because without liquidity, the network can't properly work. I think that's why a lot of Lightning wallets and a lot of Lightning additions, nodes, and things like that have been slow to growth these last few months. If you guys want to read the whole article, again, that's by Peter Chihuahua, and it is on bitcoinmagazine.com. It's an excellent read, and I suggest that everybody get into it. Moving on to our next article, a little bit bearish, coming from CoinDesk, published on May 29th by Anna Baydakova. Russia is about to drop the crypto iron curtain, industry warns. More FUD coming from Russia, guys. As usual, the Russian government and leadership can't decide whether they're pro-Bitcoin or anti-Bitcoin. Let's see what's going on. Russia's crypto industry is pushing back against a set of bills that would make it more difficult to operate in the Eurasian country. Russian lawmakers introduced a set of draft bills regulating digital assets earlier this month, which would effectively ban any transactions using crypto within the country's borders. In response, the crypto community has filed a number of protest letters. Guys, before we really get into the meat of this article, you gotta understand, crypto, Bitcoin especially by nature, is borderless, okay? With the use of a proper VPN, they can't stop you. They can't stop you from transacting in Bitcoin. They know this. If they don't know this, then they don't understand how it works. You don't need their permission. Though, I will tell you, they will find some way, if you don't pay your taxes or you don't report your earnings, to make sure that you look like a criminal. So make sure that you guys are doing everything to follow the rules about crypto wherever you are, wherever you might be in this world. Moving on, guys, if the proposed regulation passed, the Russian economy would lose up to $10 billion in taxes annually, which the crypto industry would otherwise be able to pay if it could operate legally, says a letter by crypto lobbying group RAKIB to the bill's sponsor, Anatoly Aksakov. A copy of this letter was also sent to Maxim Reshnikov, head of the Ministry of Economic Development. Aksakov, a member of the Russian parliament, the State Duma, previously told news agencies Interfax that Russians would be able to purchase crypto on exchanges registered abroad, but not in Russia. And they will have to report their crypto for tax purposes at home. Guys, if you want to read this whole article, I'm not going to spend any more time on FUD like this. Russia and their stance on Bitcoin and crypto has been as fluid as the morning tide. They are constantly pushing and pulling against the evolution of these technologies, and I think it's their country and their people that are going to suffer for it. You lose the ability to be a first market mover when you stifle innovation, and that's exactly what Russia's doing right now. We saw it in China, we saw it in the US, we're seeing it in Russia yet again. If you guys want to check out this article, again, it's written by Anna Baydakova. It was published on May 29th, and it's on CoinDesk right now. Our next article is coming from Forbes. It's about a music platform built on blockchain technology designed to help artists and songwriters get paid faster. It's called Revelator, and personally, I am super excited. Let's see what George Howard, the contributor to this Forbes article, has to say about it. He says, "It's been some time since I've written about blockchain tech in the space. I felt that upon the publication of my book, Everything in Its Right Place, How Blockchain Technology Will Lead to a More Transparent Music Industry, that I had said what needed to be said about the potential for blockchain tech's ability to help create and maintain sustainable careers for musicians on their own terms. In the ensuing time, I've continued to work actively in the space, inclusive of working to develop a music licensing platform for Berklee students. That is a student-led outgrowth of the Open Music Initiative that records transactions on a blockchain in order to create more opportunities for students to monetize and promote their works, and that I, as a professor in the music business program, use as a pedagogical tool in my classes to show rather than tell with respect to both technology and copyright. Honestly, the lack of being able to show rather than tell has kept me from writing about other blockchain-based music initiatives. Like all emerging technologies at the early stages, there's often equal measures of excitement and lack of understanding. Stir in the always present bad actors, add more than a soupçon of hype, and you have a recipe for a lot of talk and no action. Many startups who were ever on the edge of utilizing blockchain to change the world have apparently fallen off, and this edge has disappeared into the void. I've laid out precisely why I believe many of the startups in this space failed in 2 separate articles that define what I believe to be the 4 dominant points of failure with respect to adoption. It's therefore really exciting for me to now have the opportunity to not only write about the above-mentioned Berklee project, but another project that is actually improving musicians' lives. Revelator, a company founded by a longtime music and technology expert, Bruno Guez, is a music business administration platform that has developed a blockchain-based wallet and smart contract platform that vastly expedites payment to artists. Now, if you guys understand anything about the music industry, you may already know that it takes months, sometimes years, to get your royalty payments from your songwriting professionals, your ASCAPs, your BMIs, all of these companies that collect royalties on the behalf of the artist. It sometimes takes a quarter to pay them, sometimes even longer. Revelator is going to fix this. They've utilized this technology to develop a working prototype with the Finnish Performance Rights Society, Tiesto, and the music monitoring service BMAT that tracks, identifies, and pays out monies due to writers for their works played on the radio, so-called performance royalty payments, within 24 hours. This is a huge advancement in the payment structure system that we currently use in the music industry today, guys. This is going to be revolutionary for artists at the independent and underground level across the globe. If you guys haven't heard of Revelator yet, like I hadn't before I saw this article, I highly suggest you give them a look and see what exactly they're doing to help artists around the globe every day get paid faster and make sure that they're being paid in a transparent manner. This is what blockchain was invented for, guys. Transparency. As always, we're going to end this video with a little bit of a market update. Let's just refresh so we can get the current prices. We are currently trading Bitcoin at 95.18 and 94 cents. Just under 1% growth for the day, 4.2% on the weekly. Ethereum up 7% today, 14% on the weekly, trading at 236.70. You know, we talked about Ethereum and the possible major moves that we could start to see in Ethereum last week on our podcast on Spotify. If you guys haven't checked that out or followed yet, make sure you do so. We are still super bullish. It is currently my number 2 hold that I've been stacking Ethereum since 2017, and I will continue to stack Ethereum probably for the remainder of this cycle. The words "too big to fail" come to mind when I talk about Ethereum. They have so many partnerships, Microsoft, Google, and all these other enterprise alliance corporations that are behind and working in conjunction with Ethereum and their smart contract platforms, not to mention the emergence of the DeFi community and what that has to offer, not just the crypto community, but traditional finance as well. What we're talking about is an entire revolution of the way we do business in the world today. And it's all being built on Ethereum, guys. Tether is Tether. Down a little bit today, 99 cents. XRP still trading at 20 cents. Can't seem to push past that 20-cent barrier. Bitcoin Cash at 246.87 is up 3.3% on the daily. Craig Wright's shitcoin, Bitcoin SV, is up 3.8% for no reason. Litecoin is up 5%, trading at $47.01. Binance Coin coming in at number 8, 3% on the day. EOS, 3% on the day. And Cardano, our big winner at 14.7% on the daily. 35, almost 36%, guys, on the weekly on Cardano. This is probably a FOMO pump due to the announcement that Shelly is going to be finally rolling out. Used to be invested in Cardano myself. I'm not currently, but who knows? If Shelly's mainnet actually launches, we'll have to keep you updated. Might be taking a position ourselves. With that being said, guys, it's been an excellent video. I want to reiterate, if you guys are on Facebook and you're looking for consistent crypto news, check out our page, The Crypto Blurb. We're bringing it every single day, guys. Follow us on UPTREND too. It's a decentralized platform. If you guys are looking to support decentralization, use UPTREND. Don't use other social media platforms if you're worried about censorship or if you're worried about privacy. Use platforms like UPTREND. As always, make sure you guys click the red button, subscribe, click the little bell, smash the like button, and don't forget to follow us on Spotify and Anchor for all of your podcast news as well. I'm CryptoCade, signing off for the week, guys. We will see you in the next one.